So here we are sitting down with Deb Charette, one of the co-stars in the Matt and Dan Show, frequently guest starring as Mary Jane, our executive producer. She guest starred recently in the first season as the Bird Lady. Deb, it's such a pleasure to actually finally get to sit down with you.
That's me!
Well, Deb, on the show you play primarily the character Mary Jane. What can you tell us about Mary Jane?
Well, I think Mary Jane gets a really bad rap. She started off as just a very enthusiastic person, and somehow she's evolved into a little bit of a nuisance, probably a little overzealous, but actually Mary Jane probably speaks to my heart. She sees the cup much more on that half full side than the half empty. She lives life large, and she just speaks from the heart.
Now, recently it seems that Mary Jane might be developing some feelings for Paul the producer. What can you tell us about your real-life relationship with co-star Joe Charette, who plays Paul the producer?
It's rather interesting that would evolve. Paul the producer, alias Joe Charette, would be my spouse of 28 years and my soulmate of 30, and the father of Anthony, who is the reason for the season at the National Down Syndrome Convention this year, and the father of my eldest son, Joe, and the father of I want to say my middle son, but he's actually not, he's my last son by heart, Matthew, who is you, Matthew. So it's rather interesting that Mary Jane and Paul would kind of evolve, because interestingly, Paul has that kind of, you don't really know who he is character that I can respect so with my spouse Joe.
One more question. How would you say life has changed ever since Anthony's become one of the stars of the Matt and Dan Show?
To me, it's just the way it should be.
People come up to him on the street all the time asking for his autograph.
Anthony is so center stage, but Matt and Dan has just brought it to a different level, and I think I feel that the Matt and Dan Show is going to elevate Anthony and Matt to the level of public eye that I think that they really are kind of destined to be.
Well, it was such a pleasure sitting down with you. We'll let you get back to enjoying your time at the convention.
It's always a pleasure.
So here we are again with another special privilege to sit down with Joe Charette, who plays the famed Paul producer on the Matt and Dan Show. Joe, it's such a great honor to actually finally get to sit down and talk with you.
It's a great honor for me to be on your show.
You know, Anthony and I actually never really see you guys around the studio a lot. You guys kind of come in, do your lines, and then you're gone. It's very quick and brief, and it's kind of like it's just abrupt. It's there. So I never actually got to ask you, what's it like playing Paul the producer? He's such a complex character, it seems.
Paul the producer is a character that doesn't come from anywhere in particular, doesn't have any sort of accent in particular. One thing about him is he always has his Yankee jacket or Yankee hat on, and he has his dark glasses on. He's a Hollywood type, but he's probably a little bit less than what he thinks he really is.
Would you say he's anything like yourself?
Paul the producer? No, not at all.
Well, on the show, it seems that Paul and Mary Jane may be developing some sort of relationship. If I'm not mistaken, you and Deb are married in real life together. Tell us some more about that.
Well, I think Mary Jane looks an awful lot like Deb, and it's one of those things where Paul the producer, being played by me, has a little resistance sometimes, just getting a little close to her and maybe being somewhat attracted, even though he's not trying to be.
Well, now that we're at the National Down Syndrome Convention, I was wondering if you could share with our audience, viewing from all over the globe right now, any kind of experience that you've had this weekend at the convention.
Well, this place is a very unique experience that you'll never find anywhere else other than this convention. There's probably close to 3,000 people here, and they come from all over the United States and all over the world. And we started coming here about 21 years ago, and the first time we ever left, which will be this afternoon about 1:30, when you walk out of this hotel and start making your trip back to your car and everyone's dispersed, you start realizing all those people that you were around for all that time are very, very similar. And when you disperse and get back into the real world, they're all gone. And this world is kind of neat. We like it a lot. It's sort of a hard thing to leave.
Well, it seems that the film festival is really beginning to chime up now. I know Paul headed over there a few minutes ago. I'm going to let you go so you can go catch up with the rest of the cast and crew, and you can enjoy yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
I'm so excited! It's the last day of the convention!
The last day of the convention came at last, and rather quickly, and Anthony and I had one last chance to find Chris Burke. And look!
Oh my God!
It's Burke from Life Goes On. Yes. Your best friend from the DeMasi brothers.
Oh my God!
Look! It's Burke! Oh my God! It's such a great day! You can see it! 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 Look, you guys don't mind. Anthony and I just have 2 quick questions we need to ask.
Sure.
Alright, Chris, we were wondering, what made Life Goes On such a successful show?
It's great. It's wonderful. Watch it. Trust me, you'll love it.
Awesome!
Right? Good answer. He was a great job.
Now, Anthony just had one quick question for you. What was it?
What one thing leads to things in myself?
How can we make our show more successful and better like your show was?
Very inspirational. Very uplifting. It's great. Your show is great. We love your show. Exactly. We love you.
You guys watched the matinee show?
Do the intro. Do the intro. Yeah.
They want us to do the intro for them.
Find out. 1, 2, 3.
I'm mad.
I'm mad.
We are mad. Look, it was so wonderful meeting you guys.
Yes, guys. Thank you very much.
I'm never going to forget this.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Listen, if you guys are over in town or something, you want to get pizza, just give us a call, right?
Wait a minute. Wait. Did you say pizza? Pizza. 1, 2, 3. Pizza pie.
It's wonderful. I'll let you guys get back to doing business, but it's so great meeting you.
Yeah, I tell you what. Move on, man.
Bring this back here. Life Goes On. This is amazing.
Wait a minute. This is on E. You know, this is on eBay. Yeah, you're good.
Wow, this is so awesome.
I think I
have these. I can sell these on eBay. We gotta go.
I'm being a like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Burke. It was awesome.
That pound, really. It was great.
I hope to meet you guys again, alright?
Okay.
Take care. Come on, Ed, let's go.
Goodbye.
Alright, so here we are, Aunt. We're about to leave the convention. It's over. 3 days have gone by already.
Wow.
You know what's really cool though? All weekend long, I've been on a scavenger hunt with Mary Jane to find Count Us In by Mitchell and Jason, the book they wrote. And guess who pulled through for us? Sue-Jo. Joe, it was a pleasure being at this convention. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you guys were here, and I'm glad the Levitzes came through for me to come through for you.
Yes. Tell them I said thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I did. They already know. When they brought me the books, I said, you have no idea how happy I'm going to make them.
Awesome.
Guys, if you friends, please know our name. Rio.
Remind them that you met Matt.
And.
Now, if you don't mind, we have to run back to New Jersey and meet with our executive producer and tell her all about our trip. It was wonderful meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we've only got 5 hours to get home. Let's go.
Bye-bye.